Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sohaa Ahmed. I am from Manzil Education Organization. I am the director of Healthy Minds program and the supervisor of a new initiative that has been started by Manzil called Youth Advocacy Panel. Basically last week हमने एक नया initiative शुरू किया है मंजिल पे जिसका basically मकसद ये है कि हम पाकिस्तानी youth को पाकिस्तान के different community members से connect करें and also give them a platform to talk about issues that really affect them. And they're able to voice their opinions on issues that they feel that need to be heard. So therefore आज हमारे साथ हैं Hafsa Khan, who is our Youth Advocacy Panel advocate lead. She will be leading the volunteers that are coming in from different schools all around Pakistan, and she'll be in coordination with them, and that's what her role is. And she's the motivation behind it, because when we first had this session with Hafsa, we got really inspired by her young age and how she's so passionate about certain issues. So we decided to make a whole team that is dedicated to issues that cater towards the youngsters of Pakistan. So we're going to go ahead and start introducing everyone. Hafsa, do you want to start with yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Hafsa Khan. I'm 14 years old and I'm the advocacy leader. And the main purpose of this advocacy is to grab the attention of the youth in Pakistan. And I really hope that myself and the volunteers that will be working with me will be able to make a great change in Pakistan.
Perfect. So we're also joined here by two guest speakers who we feel have such an incredible experience working with the youth in Pakistan. We have here Fatima Hussein and Baig. Fatima, why don't we start with you? Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Fatima Hussein. I head community service at Foundation Public School Systems O-Level Defense Campus and A-Level Campus. My journey with community service has been over 22 years, and I started a little when I was a little older to Hafsa, and that's why I can really understand when a youth starts working for the community, and that's my passion. My dream is to inspire, leave a legacy, and bring joy and happiness to the world. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for being here, Fatima. And Samir, go ahead. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Samir and I'm currently heading Robin Hood Army Pakistan. Robin Hood Army is in 30 countries and our work is simple. We spread smiles. We spread smiles by eliminating food wastage and hunger. We collect surplus food on a daily basis from restaurants, from events, weddings, and we distribute it to those who need it the most. Our army comprises of 80% youngsters, youth. So we actually know the main driving force behind this would be these adorable kids.
Okay, perfect. So basically आज का हमारा topic है कि हम discuss करें why it is important for the Pakistani youth to be connected with other members of their society by donating or by doing social work, different kinds of activities that they can do, as well as giving them a platform to talk about issues that affect them. So today we're talking about the importance of working with adults and young adults and teenagers. So Fatma, let's start with you. What has your experience been with working with young adults or with teenagers?
So I think it's the most amazing experience. बहुत खूबसूरत है ये connection. और when जब आप youth के साथ काम करते हैं, तो the most important thing they bring on the table is their energy and their passion and their ability that yes we can do it. जब हम बड़े होते जाते हैं तो हम हर चीज़ से डरते जाते हैं, अगर हम ये करेंगे तो ये कैसे होगा, लोग क्या कहेंगे. जब एक यूथ होता है या यंगस्टर होता है ना, वो इतना उन एंगल्स पे सोचता नहीं है, मतलब वो सोचता है बट उसमें एबिलिटी एंड वांट टू डू बहुत होता है. वो कहता है कि yes I can do this, yes we can do this, and then they unite and then they bring out such amazing results that you just like, for me, I provide them a platform and then they create and I just look at it and I am stunned and I'm like, oh wow, this is beautiful. And when I say that, then they're so humble that they come and say thank you for giving us the opportunity. In fact, the opportunity comes to many people, but they don't make any use of it. So it's the youth, I will give them so much credit for their belief and their passion and their desire to make a difference.
So you feel like opportunity की बस ज़रूरत है उनको, and then they can, you know, go completely like increase in their powers from there.
अपॉर्चुनिटी की और साथ साथ एक इस यकीन की कि आप में कोई बिलीव करता है कि हमेशा याद रखें इंसान होता है चाहे आप किसी भी एज में हो, आपको कोई कहे कि यस यू कैन डू दिस, जस्ट दीज वर्ड्स, यस यू कैन डू दिस, they are so powerful, they can make you move mountains. I was watching a video where this little kid who is just 6-year-old tries to move a tree. वो खुद उसमें believe करता है कि मैं कर सकता हूँ. Everybody comes together, but that belief is so strong. It just made it happen. तो ये बहुत स्ट्रांग होता है कि आप पीछे से कोई ऐसा बंदा आपको लीड भी कर रहा हो. हर वक्त नहीं होता, कभी कभी आपका अपना जज्बा भी होता है कि आपको बस होता है जुनून कि मुझे ये करना है, चाहे पूरी दुनिया मेरे अगेंस्ट हो, मुझे ये करके जाना है, क्योंकि अंदर से एक आवाज आ रही होती है, आपकी रूह की आवाज होती है. तो दिस इज व्हाट आई थिंक.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Samir, I wanted to ask you now on your opinion on this. You've been working, mashallah, with your Robin Hood Army for over many years, and how have you seen the experience that youth bring in and when they work in the Robin Hood Army or in community service? What has your experience been?
So I think the results and the numbers speak for themselves, because Irish is based, it's a youth organization, and I would say that serving people, serving your community without a monetary incentive or without taking a single penny, that's what RHA is all about. We don't take donations. You know, you need passion then. And these kids, they're so passionate that getting up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. if they get a call to go collect food, come store it or distribute it the next day, meeting everybody on a Sunday, going to a shelter, going to an orphanage, being creative, taking things for them, making things for them to eat, playing games. So I think, again, as Fatima said, it's the passion and it's the creativity that we have seen over these years. हम लोगों ने जो है वो, we have served almost 31 million people in the last 5 years without taking a penny in over 30 countries. And it's all because of these youth. And the best part is that they're intelligent, they're creative, they come out with ways how they can, you know, improve a process or how they can cheer someone up. During this pandemic, we have seen them helping the senior citizens who were locked down at home and they wanted medicines, but they risked and they went out and they helped. So I think it's the passion that drives them, and that's what's needed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so my question comes to you, Hafsa. आप बताओ कि, you know, community involvement, जैसे समीर और फातिमा ने बोला कि, you know, एक अंदर से वो आवाज आती है to help other people to work towards a greater cause. How do you feel like this affects your age cohort, because you're in that age cohort and, you know, being in that group of people who are very passionate about it, just like how you are when you joined Manzil? How do you feel like that affects you and your age group?
You see, children like me, हमें जिंदगी भर वही मिला है जो हम चाहते थे. हमारे मुंह से जो ख्वाहिश निकलती है हमारे अम्मी अब्बू हमारे लिए पूरा करते हैं. But like when you look at these children, like they can't have their wishes fulfilled. उनके इतने ख्वाब होते हैं, they want so much, they wish they were in my place. Like they can't get their wishes to come true. So when I first joined Manzil at the age of 10, I saw this completely different world and I faced these harsh realities जो मेरे mind में कभी नहीं आई थी. I never knew that there was this other side to all the luxuries or everything that people my age, my friends, we've all gotten. तो जो बच्चे थे मंजिल के, they were always really sorry, मेरे पर मक्खी बार चढ़ रही है. So I like the children at Manzil were always really humble. उन्हें वो कभी show नहीं करते थे कि उन्हें they wish they were in my place, but you could see it in their eyes that they wish that they had everything that I had, or everything that the other volunteers had, or everything that you all probably have. वो
Mhm.
शो नहीं करते मगर उनकी आंखों में सारा दिखता है.
And that
And I
I
think,
think drives what do you call it, the youngsters to work towards, helping them even more, right?
yeah. Or I think the importance of community service is that about we learn about these harsh realities, और हमारे अंदर एक sense of sensitivity पैदा हो जाती है. We become more considerate, or because we don't really like. मुझे तो अब पता चल गया है, मगर इस दुनिया में काफी बच्चे हैं जिन्हें ये सारे Gucci bags, iPhones, clothes from all these branded shops, उन्हें इसके आगे और कुछ नहीं दिखता. They haven't seen it, they haven't witnessed the lifestyle of these children.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So
an
anyway,
experience.
yeah, but once you start doing community service, you know, it's like you know everything that goes on.
Absolutely. So Samir, tell me something. What are some of the traits that you see develop in these teens and young adults when they join Robin Hood Army?
So I think one of them again would be being reliable, reliable enough to execute that task, reliable enough to ensure that the food that they're distributing is edible, it goes to the right person, it's stored properly. Another thing would be, they get to work in teams, they become a team player, they plan together, they execute together, they work together, which is something really good for them to learn at this age. Another thing would be energy, because volunteering needs that positive energy that helps you on ground. So we can see that develop as well. And then I would say another thing would be to bring a change, a positive change, the reason that they had joined this. For example, if there's a community and they've been without food or water, anything for some time, so it's the passion that drives those volunteers to bring a change there. Getting up, taking taking that extra surplus food to them, or making arrangements, and just driving out there, helping them out. It depends how far that is from the city, but I think volunteering molds a person in a very positive manner. And I would say, if you talk about Robin Hood Army, we have 80% youth, and we have about 10 or 12 school chapters. So we had a grammar school chapter, a Frobels, university chapters as well. And we can see that some of these volunteers, after the period with Robin Hood Army, some of them opened their own organizations. Some of them teamed up to help provide water in a particular community. So it's not just about being in Robin Hood that they experienced it. I think the experience was probably overwhelming, or something that they thought they had to continue with it. If not Robin Hood, then in their own ways, with their own means, wherever they can. So it's just transforms person into a beautiful human being, I would say.
Absolutely. वो एक sense of responsibility आ जाती है ना कि मुझे ये करना है, ये काम है जिसके बारे में बहुत passionate हूँ. And I think Fatima wanted to add something in the middle there. I could see her, face moving. Fatima, you want to tell us a little bit, because as an academic, you worked with these kids, you work with these kids constantly, and you see them transform into different things, like into more reliable, more independent, more passionate human beings, like Samir ने बोला. आप बताएं थोड़ा सा कि आप क्या देखा as an academic?
So right now, like this year, we're launching this book kind of a thing. It's not really a book, but it's stories of the heart, and the students are writing what that experience left in them. And a lot of them have said that when they started, it was just for the hours, or it's a checklist, and once you go through the whole process, it has just transformed them. It was just like the first time they went, and then every next time their heart took them there. I would definitely say that the seed of community service is so important in, to instill in the youth, to give them that opportunity. Like, Hafsa said, कि हमें बिल्कुल अंदाजा नहीं था कि there's another world that exists. And, when you give them that experience, you open their eyes, you show them the reality. And a lot of people think community service बस हम उठे एक दिन हमने organization join की कोई भी और हमने जाके execute कर दिया, but it's not like that. You have to make plans, you have to organize. Even when it comes down to say Robin Hood Army, they have to collect and make sure the food is edible and then deliver. You cannot just pick it up and dump it. So there's a process to it. And I feel community service is just not just something you do, you pick up a football and start playing with it. You have to learn the skills and the techniques and, so comes in donation collection, how to convince people, how to talk to people, how to organize yourself, how to organize your time, how to become creative, how to lead, how to inspire, how to leave an impact ke jinko aap ja rahe hain, aap unki life ko chhu lein. And this thing begins here. And like Samir said, there are so many of my students who has started their own organization, and it's so beautiful right now. When Samir was telling this story, I was like, there were so many people, students of mine at Foundation, they started with community service and they joined RHA, they joined Samir and his team, and they led over there. And I was like, and there are other kids who are leading other organizations as well, like Charity Right Pakistan is being led by one of our alumni. So, things like this. And you come around stories and, somebody just picks up and says, I want to do this. And, right now in this pandemic, where you're saying, okay, everything is gone online, so you can't do community service from home. So what some of my students are doing is they got ideas. One has started an online teaching tutoring system where she's raising funds and donating to Indus Hospital. And then there's another one who is baking and raising funds and then again donating to another organization. So they're coming up with ideas. And you would say कि कैसे raise करें funds, लोग बात नहीं मान रहे, लोगों ने कह दिया हम exhaust हो गए, तो उन्होंने अपने लिए products create कर लिए, sales create कर ली, service देना शुरू कर दी. So it's and you look at it and you get inspired as well. So that's how I say that community service is and something, people talk about IQ and I talk about EQ. Community service is what actually builds your EQ, and it gives you a skill that helps you till when you're 70 and 80, something the school will not teach you. So it is that, what I would say.
इस चीज की बड़ी importance होनी चाहिए. I mean, at the age of 28 now I've joined Manzil and like now I'm working at it, and that's what I, like Hafsa said, that there's a whole world out there that you have no idea about just because you're living in that little bubble. And it's so important because as a human being you transform. इतना बड़ा learning curve आता है जब आप community service में जाते हैं, जब आप volunteer work करते हैं, आप community work करते हैं, you become connected with different kinds of people who are so different from who you are. But those differences kind of fall apart because when you're working with them and you're doing different things for them or doing things with them, वो चीजें हट जाती है. And I think that's what creates that equality. And that was the whole point of Youth Advocacy Panel, is to take the youth of Pakistan right now, उनको बताएं कि not at the age of 20 or 25 or 28, you need to be able to work in community service. You need to be able to connect with your members in the community at a very young age, because that will really transform you. Humility इंसान को सिखाता है, humility आती है बंदे में, responsibility आती है, independence आती है, सब traits हैं जो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आनी शुरू होती हैं when they start working in community service. Okay, so now that we know that community service is such an important thing, one thing that was coming into mind when we created the Youth Advocacy Panel is that we're going to be working with a lot of kids, with a lot of teenagers, बहुत सारे बच्चे from all over Pakistan, different schools से हमने बुलाया बच्चों को, और हर साल हम 10 बच्चों की group लेके, every year that group will rotate, and at the end of the year they'll get a certificate, an internship certificate, references from Manzil that they've worked with us and they've volunteered with us, and they can join Manzil later on as well. But the one thing that was coming into mind is this stigma that I've heard कि because छोटे उनके अंदर experience नहीं है तो उनका opinion is not as valuable. So before I go to Samir or Fatima, I want to ask Hafsa. Hafsa, when you hear this and you hear that अभी तुम बहुत छोटी हो, तुम्हारा इस चीज में opinion कोई हो नहीं सकता, yeah, it doesn't matter as much. How do you feel? How does that make you feel? What do you want to say to that kind of perception?
So basically देखें, अगर आप लोग कम्युनिटी सर्विस करें so आपके दिल में वैसे ही कोई अच्छी सी फीलिंग आती कि oh I've done something for these people. So it doesn't matter what age group you're in. The thing that matters is कि आप किसी के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं. तभी मैं मंजिल जाती हूँ, मैं कभी इन बच्चों से ऐसे बात नहीं करती जैसे वो मुझसे छोटे हैं या फिर I feel pity on them. I talk to them like I talk to my friends. उनसे अगर आप नॉर्मली बात करें तो they will feel comfortable with you. They won't feel dominated by you. And you don't have to give them the impression. क्योंकि इन लोगों की भी फीलिंग्स होती हैं और मैंने काफी लोगों को देखा है कि the thing that lacks most in community service is there is no humble approach. बहुत कम लोग होते हैं जो कम्युनिटी सर्विस कर रहे होते हैं जो humble होते हैं इन बच्चों के सामने. They will brag about what they have right in front of the children. मेरे पास ये फोन है, मेरे पास ये कपड़े, मेरे पास वो है. इन चीजों के बारे में आप इन बच्चों के सामने ऐसी like that you're literally bragging in front of them, so they will feel hurt. It actually hurts them. मैंने खुद देखा. And you really need to give a humble approach. और it doesn't matter कि आप किसी भी एज ग्रुप के हों, आपको बस ये you need to take a step towards community service. and आप लोग सिर्फ इसलिए ना करें कि आप लोगों के सामने आपको अच्छा नाम मिलेगा कि this person does community service, this person is like कि आप अपने resume के लिए सिर्फ ना करें. You need to do it so that you can be a good face in front of these children who really need someone that inspires them at the moment.
Absolutely.
क्योंकि जब मैं मंजिल जाती थी मैं हमेशा इन बच्चों से पूछती थी what do you want to be when you want to grow up. इतने ज़्यादा इनके ख्वाब हैं, like someone wants to be a scientist, someone wants to be a pilot, someone wants to go in the army, someone wants to go in the police. इतने ज़्यादा इनके ख्वाब हैं. And like I think it's our duty as citizens of Pakistan to make sure that these wishes come true. क्योंकि they didn't choose to live like this.
Absolutely.
They deserve कि उनके भी ख्वाब पूरे.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fatma, I wanted to ask you, we had this discussion when you and I first spoke, is that, you worked with young students, and how do you feel, what is your perception on when, people look at youngsters and say that their opinion is not as valuable as those who are more experienced adults?
So experience does bring something on the table, but so does not having the experience also. Because when you don't have the experience, you have creativity. When you have the experience, you start putting everything in a box. And you will be surprised, you're talking about 14 years and above or 10 years and above. I have seen kids with 5 years having opinions, okay? And they have their thought processes and they have what they want to do and what they don't want to do. So, we've gone far away from that age group where, जब आप 25 के होंगे तब आपके जहन में कोई ओपिनियन होगा, और पहले शायद हम गौर नहीं करते थे क्योंकि इंटेलिजेंस तो अल्लाह ने हमेशा से दी है इंसान को. बच्चे में 4-5 years में ही हर चीज का एक ओपिनियन आ जाता है. Whether they like someone's energy, they want to mingle with them, they make a face when they eat something, they have an opinion. And it's as simple as that. So I feel the youth is very important and their opinion really matters. That's where Pakistan is actually going to transform when we allow the youth's opinion to be able to be voiced. When एक खड़ा होगा, फिर दूसरा खड़ा होगा, और इस तरह खड़े होते होते बहुत सारे लोग खड़े होंगे. I mean, before Robin Hood Army, there were a lot of people hungry, but हो सकता है कोई बहुत छोटी कैपेसिटी में कर रहा हो, लेकिन इनके साथ भी ये हुआ, एक आया, 2 आए, 10 आए, आज पता नहीं हजारों में लोग हैं, एंड दे आर जॉइनिंग बिकॉज देयर इज अ प्लेटफॉर्म. सो यू गिव अलाउंस, you allow them to speak, and you see what happens, you see the transformation happen. You know, you allowed Hafsa to go into Manzil, so you see her leading. Now there's an opportunity given, and there are some kids who have started, you know, like start voicing about their own way that they think how we should treat the world, how should we treat the environment. So youth is very, very important. They have an opinion, they are smart, they're intelligent, they're creative. उनके जहन में वो ख्यालात आएंगे जो आपके मेरे में नहीं आएंगे, और हमें एडमिट करना चाहिए हम बाकी साथ जो है बॉक्स में चले जाते हैं, और वो उस वक्त खिल रहे होते हैं, दरख्त अपनी शाखें निकाल रहा होता है, हर एंगल में ग्रो कर रहे होते हैं, तो उनमें बहुत खूबसूरती है.
Absolutely, and I think especially in issues that really pertain to them, हमें उनको opportunity देनी चाहिए कि आप इस issue में बात करें. जैसे for example हफ्सा, हाँ आपने और मैंने सेशन किया था, हमने बुलिंग के ऊपर किया था, and you had such a powerful opinion about it, you had such powerful experience about it, and you know you felt that these are the changes that needed to be brought in place. So just like that, I think, you know, bullying is what you call just one issue. I think there's so many issues that they need to be, you know, we need to listen to them and be like, you know, how can we change? Because when you become a little bit older, आपका वो sense of connection उन issues से थोड़ा हल्का होना शुरू हो जाता है. You have more other responsibilities to take care of, and definitely I think they need to be given that panel to speak and to, you know, raise voice against what really affects them. अब lastly मेरा जो question है वो है Samir के लिए. So Samir, as someone who is leading a very, very positive and very inspiring NGO, we wanted to know that what do you want to say for the youngsters who are watching this, and you know, even to Hafsa, who is, you know, part of our group, how can we inspire young individuals to be more active in community service?
If you look at the numbers, 64% of the nation is younger than 30. Mm-hmm. That's, you know, this Pakistani population, we have quite, I would say more than 50% of the population is youngsters, and they're the future of Pakistan. आप अभी देखें, हम लोग जो creativity की बात करें, initiatives की बात करें, in the last couple of years, instead of joining a company, instead of joining, you know, starting their own business, what youngsters have done, they've started, they come up with startups, ठीक है, and very innovative and creative startups. वो ideas कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? As Fatima said, उनको जो है, they are creative, उनको पता है, अच्छा ये चीज़ है, let's try this out in this manner. हमने over the last couple of years, education के startups हैं, आपके agri के startups हैं, आपके कुछ जो हैं वो आरिश को support करने के लिए भी लोगों ने जो है वो startups किए थे. Why is that? Because एक तो बच्चों में creativity है, उनको जो है इस चीज़ की demand नजर आ रही है, and again कुछ जो है वो profit के लिए हैं, कुछ जो है वो non-profit के लिए है. So these kids have, I think, brought up in such an environment where things are not as information is readily available now, ठीक है, और इन लोगों के experiences हमसे फर्क है. हमने तो बहुत देर में आके जो है हमें एहसास हुआ है कि how good it feels to help other. I wish I would have been Hafsa's age when I would have started this, but unfortunately I wasn't. मुझे बहुत देर में experience हुआ है. But ये कि अब की जो, now what we're doing is we're not wasting time, and we're inspiring, and we're getting these young kids on board so that they know कि आपको अभी से सीखना है, आपको आगे ये लेके जाना है, और पाकिस्तान का मुस्तकबिल नहीं है. असल चीज़ तो जो मेन पॉइंट है वो ये है कि पाकिस्तान का मुस्तकबिल है, आगे जिसको मुल्क चलाना है, आगे जो है हम दूसरों का ख्याल रखना है, तो यही वो बच्चे हैं. अभी से सीखेंगे तो आगे जाके जो है कुछ वो दूसरों को हेल्प करेंगे. शायद इतनी गुर्बत उस वक्त तक ना हो, क्योंकि अभी से हम लोग इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं. खाना शायद अभी इतना ज़्यादा ज़ाया मत हो, क्योंकि हम अभी से जो है लोगों में एहसास दिला रहे हैं. तो there's a long way to go, but I think these kids, their creativity, their will to take initiatives and all will help improve Pakistan, inshallah, and we want them to come forward. There are students who come for certificates. हमें जो है वो कॉलेज एप्लीकेशन के साथ देना है, प्लीज हमें जो है आप सर्टिफिकेट दे दें। ठीक है, आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, बट आपको कुछ सीखना है, आपको कुछ करना है, तभी मिलेगा। एंड alhamdulillah, a certificate is not just a requirement to get an admission. One of our Robins had a 40-minute interview in a university, one of the best medical universities in Pakistan. And 40 minutes, miss, I think 30 minutes was just a discussion on his experience being a volunteer. So imagine 30 minutes being discussed that he got an admission in that university, alhamdulillah. So it's what he learned that helped him get into one of the best universities in Pakistan. And it's not just a certificate that matters, it changes a person.
Absolutely.
And I would request through this platform, thank you, Manzil. Sorry, I couldn't thank earlier. Thank you, Manzil, for having this session. And I would like all these kids, you don't need to join Robin Hood Army. You don't need to join an organization. You can do something yourself. It's not necessary आप खाने का करें. It's not necessary कि आप जो है वो लोगों को आप fundraising करें. There are a lot of ways. अगर आप pandemic में घबरा रहे हैं घर से निकलने के लिए, as Fatima said, you can do a million things at home. You can create an event. You can help different organizations in different ways. So, just it's all about taking that first step, that initiative. Yes, I want to make a difference. I want to bring a change. Have that feeling, bring that change, and inshallah, trust me, this country, you as a person, everything is going to feel better and improve with time, inshallah.
Inshallah, that was an amazing point that you gave, Samir. Hafsa, any leaving remarks before we end this? What would you like to discuss in Youth Advocacy Panel? What are issues that you feel like you want to talk about?
So basically, the Youth Advocacy Panel is the main purpose of it is to erase bullying and cyberbullying from Pakistan, and we will be able to reach to many of those victims who have faced bullying, and we will be able to give them advice. We will be able to help them, and we will be giving sessions about what bullying is and what cyberbullying is and how it affects others and one's mental health.
Very good. Inshallah, we are looking forward to working with you and other volunteers. And Fatma, any leaving remarks from your end? I know you have so many ideas. I want to hear everything.
I would just say that one thing I definitely teach my students, I would definitely say this to the youth. जो भी करें दिल से करें, दिल की बातें, और बहुत कुछ जिंदगी में मेरे हिसाब से मेरा एक फंडामेंटल बिलीफ है that love is enough in the sense कि आप जब किसी से भी प्यार से मुखातिब होंगे, किसी से प्यार से उसके लिए कुछ करेंगे, वो itself बहुत होता है. जब आप ख्याल से करते हैं और आप अपने दिल से करते हैं, उस चीज़ का पूरा जो निखार होता है वो होता ही अलग है. एंड डरे नहीं, पहला कदम हमेशा मुश्किल होता है, और अपने ऊपर यकीन रखें, अल्लाह पे यकीन रखें कि वो आपको चुन रहा है, और हमेशा ये याद रखें कि अल्लाह अपने काम किसी से भी ले सकता है. अगर उसने आपको चुना है तो यू आर वेरी लकी, बिकॉज anyone can do and anyone can provide. So you are very lucky, and keep trying, and also remember that this is a two-way process. When you begin, you feel you are helping others, but trust me, वो आपको इतना grow कर रहे होते हैं, आपकी हर चीज़, आपकी रूह, आपका experience, आपका belief system, हर चीज़ को वो helping आपको दे रहा होता है. बहुत देर में कभी-कभी लोग realize करते हैं when you reflect and look back. So don't be scared. It's a beautiful world out there. You have great opportunities, and make it as beautiful as you can. Yeah.
Love it. Very nice. Very positive message. Okay, guys, thank you everyone for joining me and Manzil. We're excited to launch this new program called the Youth Advocacy Panel very soon, and excited to be working with passionate, enthusiastic students from various schools around Pakistan. Thank you, Samir. Thank you, Hafsa. And thank you, Fatma, for taking out the time to answer your questions. And inshallah, we hope that we can talk to you guys more soon, because you guys have such incredible ideas that I hope that Manzil can connect with you guys very soon.
Inshallah, always.